Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and we are here inside of Beta 2 for Elite Dangerous. This is the most recent version of the Elite Dangerous beta, which adds a few little features here and there. It also provides a really huge update to a lot of the menu systems, as well as some tweaks to the HUD, and also the addition of smaller, more desolate type spaceports that aren't actually these giant things. You know, we kind of have like the whole idea of a space bar in the middle of nowhere. You can also see we have some advanced tutorials now that we can play through if we want to as well, but we're just going to go ahead and load up our game. You can see we still have the same options: open play, solo, all that good stuff. But let's hop back into Elite. It's been a while, and I've really been craving to get back into this game. It's not that there wasn't a lot to do, there was, and I will admit that a lot of it was sort of monotonous. It was definitely repetitive, but I was still just enjoying the game. It's just kind of been a lack of time thing for me. So when I finally got my hands on 2.0 the other day, I was really excited for some of the small things that have been happening with the game. It's just nice to see them refining a lot of the systems, making modifications to the menus, and just adding things to make the game, I guess, to push it towards that more hardcore element that I have been looking forward to. You'll notice a little bit of color change to some of the elements on the HUD. For example, actually, you know what? I don't know. I forgot what it was. I think the shield seemed to have changed color. It could just be me. Could be the fact I have a new monitor. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look and see where we are right now. We're currently at Azaban Orbital. You'll see this has been tweaked a little bit. We kind of have the system map and the galaxy map down at the bottom here now. It's all just been kind of modified just, to make it a little bit more user-friendly on the fly, I would say is the best way to put it. And you can see we're at Azaban Orbital, which is a civilian outpost. It is a Federation faction, but you now notice it by looking at it, it's no longer this huge starport. It's actually a much smaller location, located somewhere in Azaban. We also have ranks and emblems. You'll see that my rank is currently harmless. I have 7 kills only, not a lot of credits, and a bounty of 0 credits, so that emblem will change along with your rank over time. You also have been given a few new things on the default ships. If we scroll down here, you'll see that we now have a basic discovery scanner, which I imagine is used for mining, things of that nature, maybe perhaps exploration. I haven't really dug into that too much. But that, of course, means that we can actually go ahead and we can set that to our fire group. So we'll mess around with a little bit with that in the video a little bit. And then you can see we can look at our functions. We have our distress beacon, all the normal stuff that we're kind of used to. There's a few other things on here. We can turn off pre-flight checks. We can turn them on and off. So this is something that they've added, which some people probably will hate. Some people will love. Maybe you'll get bored of it after a while. The nice thing is you can turn it on and off. So we're going to leave it on because the cool thing about that, actually, is that it does, in fact, provide some sort of an assistance for when you haven't played the game in quite some time and you've sort of forgotten the buttons. You don't remember what your key bindings were because the pre-flight tutorial actually memorizes your key bindings. It tells you what those key bindings are, and then it forces you to go ahead and initiate a control, an actual move on each of those key bindings before you can go ahead and launch the ship. So let's go ahead and hit launch, and you'll see we have our pre-flight checklist. So we're actually gonna have to go ahead and hold all this stuff down. Let's engage the throttle. You see complete, throttle down. It also, as you can see, does tell us the key binding, as I said. We'll do a landing gear test. Good to go. Weapon deploy test. Good to go. Target ahead test. Good to go. Primary fire. UI focus. Let's get our yaw going on here. Do thrust left. Thrust right. We have up. Down. Roll. Roll, and then of course we have our pitch. So again, not really completely necessary to have this on unless you just like this kind of thing. For me, whoa. For me, the thing that I enjoyed about it was, again, that I hadn't played the game in a while and I had admittedly forgotten the controls. So now you'll notice, though, we have taken off from just a really small standard little starport here. This is not some huge massive thing. You do still have to call in for landing, and you can still be fined for loitering because this is actually in Federation jurisdiction, so there's still some sort of a law going on here. But if we kind of fly up here a little bit and get a nice look at it, it is a really cool, small, just kind of desolate in the middle of nowhere starport. You also start to notice that they've been populating the skies with more interesting things. For example, we have this giant planet here which is currently being blacked out because of the sun being behind it, or a light source being behind it. But there's a lot more of that cool stuff in the different worlds. They've added more systems, a lot more systems. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can do here travel-wise. Let's actually go ahead and engage our weapons first, because the one thing I did want to do was see if I could remember how I had this set up to modify my weapon systems here. Because what I would like to do is actually check out the second.
Warning.
Is that silent running? Okay, so we'll have to mess with that key binding later. Let's go ahead and put our weapons away. Now let's take a look at what we have in the area. So we have a high energy FSD wake, which is a natural phenomena, I would imagine. And then if we scroll over here, we have all of our locations. We're currently here. We have a conflict zone with this high intensity. This is not something that I'm aware of, so we're going to go ahead and actually make our way there, because I have no idea what it is, and I'm very interested.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Sort of thought we were facing the wrong direction. Whoa! That is a planet. That is stunning. You can see the atmosphere and everything. Oh, that is wonderful. Let's go down to Azaban instead. Screw this other place. Independent Earth-like world. You have to be... I mean, come on. This is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know like how close we can actually get to this thing. I'm intrigued though, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get a lock on it. I don't think we can. It doesn't really count as a contact yet. But in the future, we will actually be able to fly down into this planet and fly around the surface of it. How awesome is that? Right? Alright. So there's the conflict zone that we were looking for. Let's actually super cruise and engage this properly this time.
Drive charging.
And let's see what's going on in this conflict zone.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Some of the other things I've noticed with Beta 2, performance has increased. This is actually a very difficult thing to fly to. I don't think we can because of the angle we're at. We'd have to go above it and sort of come down on it. Anyways, as I was saying, looks like I got a little bug here. Performance does seem to have improved quite a bit. They've also added a little bit more of options when it comes to your graphics settings. You can push some things actually higher than you could before. There's a couple other settings that weren't there in the previous beta builds. And in general, I've just seen better performance in a lot of different situations. Running on what is considered a low-end card these days, an ATI 7770. So the card's a bit dated, but Elite actually runs on it rather well, which is nice. I can't really complain about that. Looks like we're finally coming out of Super Cruise there. I would like to go to this location, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know what it is that it's showing up, but we can't really head to it. So let's make our way someplace else. I really would have liked to go there. I really, really would have. It's just not going to happen. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at the galaxy map, actually. I haven't really checked it out since the game's been updated. I know there's, like I said, there's a lot more here, as you can tell. There's also some sort of a capsule shape. I'm not sure what that's supposed to signify. So many things I don't know about. But holy crap, is there a lot more systems. And we can now sort of go up and down to the layers of... Oh, man, there is a lot of stuff here. How would you ever see it all? The important thing, is there anything actually interesting in all of this? That's the real question that I have there. Let's go ahead and back out. Let's see. What do we have here? We have Iranian Force Survey. Let's go check this place out.
Charging. Ready to engage.
I'll engage once we're facing the right direction.
3, 2,
There we go.
1, engage.
So let's make our way over here and see what this is about. I'd also like to, when we have an opportunity to see how our scanner works, I'd like to see what that's all about. Because I have to say, if they did finally add some things like mining and small amounts of exploration, I'd be pretty excited. I've kind of avoided reading the patch notes because I like the idea of being surprised, even though I know most people just want to know like everything about the game. But I found that with early access games like this, unless I'm really trying to know exactly what's happening all the time so I can just be really informed, I kind of like the idea of playing the game and then rediscovering all these different elements that have been added throughout the different phases of the beta or the alpha. It's just a fun way to do things, at least when I'm really enjoying the experience. If it's something that I'm feeling frustrated with, then I kind of usually just want the answer so I can talk about it with you guys. However, Elite is not that game. I very, very much enjoy Elite. And, what is this? Some new stuff on the radar that I'm not familiar with. Is that a sun showing up, perhaps? Do a little bit of rotation, see if we can get a better line of sight. What's going on? I see one sun in the distance there. Not sure what those markers were. Do we have any contacts in the area? We do. We have a couple Cobras and an Eagle. Harmless Clean. Gabor Renes. It's not another player, but it's definitely an AI. Yes, apparently this is a pretty popular zone. Let's get back on target. This game does look absolutely stunning. It really does. This new monitor, man, has done a world of awesomeness for me. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what we have here. We got a couple, so there's Renin 3 and 2, and then we have the 4 survey right on the side there. We're still quite a bit of a ways off. Increase speed just a tiny, tiny bit. They've definitely done some updates to the radar that I'm a pretty big fan of. It just seems to be easier to identify targets. I guess that was something people were having a little bit of an issue with. I didn't have an issue with it, but I just felt like it could have looked nicer. It could have made more sense for the technology that we're supposed to have in this world. It felt kind of just a little bit too old school, too throwback to the original Elite. So to see some updates happening to it makes me very happy. I'm definitely listening to feedback and doing some cool stuff with it as well. The menus are one of the things that have me shocked the most when you actually check out the menus at the starports, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. They've just been refined like so much. They look so much better now. Alright, here we go. My issue is we're getting pretty close, but I still currently can't see my distance and my speed indicators. It also appears we have some sort of a new... There's an alignment icon now with a little glowing box on it. Basically, I would assume that's just telling you that you're aligned with the location that you're attempting to head to. We're about 14 seconds out. I still have no indicators, distance or speed, which is kind of strange. We may have encountered a bug. Oh, there we go. We were actually a lot further away than I thought we were. It has been a while, like I said. Start to decrease speed. To match the distance. We're coming in close. Oh, there we go. So our scanner is up. Let's go ahead and charge the scanner and scan the planet. So it automatically actually popped up for us. We didn't even have to actually do anything. That's pretty freaking cool. The question I have is we've completed a scan. Now what have we obtained from that? Perhaps more information on the planet? No, it doesn't appear to be anything. Let's just head in and land inside of its orbit. Looks like there's multiple ships moving into the same location as well. This is when you need a co-pilot. You make the boring moments epic. Sadly, we do not have one. It's a pretty planet over there. Perhaps an ice planet? It's a lot of blue. I love how they show up on the radar. That's so cool. Nice touch. Nice touch, Frontier. Well done. I'm not sure if it's, again, me just more noticing more things now that I haven't played the game in so long, but I feel like they've increased the amount of music that is in the game. It seems to be a wide variety of sounds going on during different events, and whatever this is very cosmic, very heavenly cosmic soundtrack occurring right now. Let's get ready to jump out of Super Cruise. Let's give it a countdown. We have a 3, 2, 1. Prepare to disengage. So let's see what is at the survey location. Again, we were able to scan it, but nothing really happened. We didn't seem to gain any information. Oh, crap. So it looks like it's another small spaceport. Let's lock on with the scanner, scan it at close range and see what happens. Automatically deployed my hard points. Kind of SOL there. I really have to remember how to swap my weapons, if I'm honest. But let's go ahead and make our way in closer. Let's see if we can't make contact with them. Random Force survey. Oh, so it looks like it's just a small survey location out in the middle of nowhere. Let's go ahead and proceed to landing pad 3. We'll go inside and we'll take a look at the menus and also check out some of the new missions that are available to us inside of Beta 2. That has been one of the things they've been slowly improving is the mission system. They said they wanted to make it more detailed, more in-depth. They wanted to make the missions more interesting and also more rewarding because admittedly there wasn't an easy way to make a lot of cash in this game apart from getting lucky, finding stolen cargo whenever there was like a big firefight between the AI, which was kind of lame and cheap. Understandably, again, game's pretty early on, but I'm glad that that is sort of not a thing anymore. I've seen quite a few missions already paying out like 30,000 credits, which is sweet, sweet money right there. Alright, well, if we can just find the landing pad on this damn place, we will be good to go. I said 3, right? It's not 3, is it? Oh. No, that's 1. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I don't remember the flight controls. Alright, so that's 1. We don't need to be at 1. So we gotta go around the other side of the ship here. So we got a fellow pilot. There's 3 on the underside. Just nice and slow. Right in there. Come on.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
I realize that. I didn't actually, but that's what is AI. That's what AI is for. Am I right? Am I right here? Not the best landing ever, but it's not bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the Starport services. I'll show you guys the new menu system, which I think is rather wonderful. I mean, just look at it. It's also refined. It's like opening up a really nice app. That's not actually what I mean. That's terrible. Anyways, we actually have news now. So this is the first implementation of the news system. You'll see we have an Iranian traffic report. 69 ships passed through the Iranian space in the last 24 hours. Breakdown. 43 Sidewinders. Holy crap. Cobras, 9. Please fly carefully. But it's just small things like that are going to bring the world to life. That's what we need. We have Galnet News. This is basically the news corporation. You actually get these in emails now from Frontier as well, but you can come check them out here. So let's see what we have here. New technology powers exploration. The Pilots Federation has made the Stellar Cartographics Discovery Module a standard component in all Sidewinder loadouts. So that is what we have. The Discovery Module is activated via Fire Group and works at both standard and Super Cruise speeds. Once charged, it emits radiation bursts, analysis, reflections, and reactions to build an overview of local unknown bodies. Pilots can perform close-range scans of stars, planets, and moons using standard targeting procedures. After a short delay, the onboard navigational computer will be updated with the details of the body. Exploration data can be traded with Stellar Cartographics in starports, and growing demand has since seen upgraded discovery modules and detailed surface scanners made available. Wow, I can't read today. So this is cool. I could read this stuff for days. I won't bore you guys with that. We can go ahead and click refuel. Again, it's all very simply done. They kind of made it more refined. You know, they understood this doesn't need to be complicated and difficult. Let's just make it make sense. So let's go check out the bulletin board. Looking for couriers. So you can see there are still some low level, you know, payouts here, but at the same time, we have a light cargo for 60,000. We got another light cargo for 60,000. These are serious cash. Serious cash payouts. Let's check this one out actually. The issue is, of course, you have to have a slightly larger ship for that, but it's nice to see them there. Again, this is a combat contract. 3 of them. So there's some heavy stuff going on here. I would probably want to get in a bigger ship for some of this. And I can't even really reach a lot of these locations because their jump distance is much too large for me. But I'm happy to see some of those changing up a little bit. Let's see what we have here. So this is all the same stuff we've seen before. Again, kind of just refined. We have the outfitting, which works pretty much the same way. I don't know if they made any huge changes to this. I thought the menus for this were really clunky. So let's see if they refine those a little bit. I haven't actually checked these out yet. I like the standby feature. It's a nice little thing just to let you know things are happening. Don't worry, it's not frozen. The game isn't frozen. Life isn't frozen. There we go. So they have tweaked this a little bit. It also like instantly snaps. See, we have our liveries. Go ahead and there's a lot of stuff here now. So there's our basic scanner. We got a nice overview of our cargo capacity, our fuel capacity, our overall mass, our jump range. All of it just sort of laid out for us. I like that quite a bit. It seems like this has gotten some overhaul in terms of its appearance as well. It looks very nice. Looking nice. Like I was saying, the game has definitely improved visually. Here's our universal cartographics. So we can actually go ahead and we can buy data. And I imagine if we had data to sell, we could go ahead and sell the data, but we do not. At least we weren't able to complete a successful scan on the location that we needed to, so we could actually go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and return to the surface. So there's still quite a few small things that have happened in the update that if you're interested in checking out, you know, you can always head over to Frontier's website. You can look at the full patch notes. If you still haven't purchased the beta, you can still hop into it, I believe. You can do an upgrade to the premium beta unless they've ended that. I still just can't recommend it enough while you're waiting for whatever. And if you're somebody who's playing Star Citizen, I just don't see why not play both of them. You know, Star Citizen's more bits and pieces right now. Elite kind of has that game feeling going on to it while it's still very unfinished, much like Star Citizen. It is a little bit along the ways, and I think there's a lot to enjoy here. I just can't stress that enough. I know a lot of people really are going to pick one side or the other. It's an endless thing I see in the comments, but I always stress that if you can afford to check out both of them, I cannot recommend Elite just as much as I cannot recommend Star Citizen. Support them both, check them out, fly around in an ugly little ship that looks like a wedge, and have a damn good time doing it. That's what games are all about at the end of the day, right? I really need to turn this thing off. And I've also managed to glitch the game out. I guess that's a really good way to end the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Elite Dangerous. Let me know what games you have been playing as you wait for Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous. You know, what have you been enjoying the most over the past couple months? And what are you looking forward to moving in the future? I know I asked this in the last video, but I want to ask it again for those of you who watch the Elite content because a lot of good stuff coming out towards the end of the year. I know a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. I can see how this could get annoying really fast.